Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sognsdal Saga. This is episode 12, and for real this time, this will likely be Ástríðr's last episode before we'll finally be succeeded by Þórunn, who, in the last episode, first, we sent out some other female explorer to explore the seas west of Greenland, and then we found out that there is more lands beyond there. Hillerland, Markland, and Vinland. Vineland, Vinland, whatever it's pronounced, I'll figure it out after these recordings here. And this is the Daughter Þórunn, Ástríðr's daughter. She will be the heir to Norway. She will be the next ruler. Even though the only land that she will hold is Nidaros, while her brothers will inherit the other lands. And also she was an explorer in addition to being a Shieldmaiden Viking Shieldmaiden. So yes, she's an explorer. We did mention and then she explored over there. What she found over there was, well, shipwrecked sailors that survived, and seals. That's what we found over there. And so the expedition was a resounding success, and she became that explorer in fame, which will benefit her when she becomes the Queen of Norway, despite her flaws. But hopefully she'll improve upon those within the best of her abilities rather than lack thereof. So we'll continue with this episode here. And also in about 2 months we are on the verge of... Well, I kind of knew that. That's unfortunate. Well, he's still over there serving the Varangian guard. Oh, yes. A comfort of very fine craftsmanship. It is made ornately worked fine. The body of the box and the lid are inlaid with silver decorations, perfect to keep deeds, memorabilia, and ceremonial items safe. What's the difference? Here's the new one. Actually, minor difference. It's just slightly more piety. We'll then replace that. It's a little bigger than we thought, but it'll do. Okay, counting down the days, because this is another thing that we're here for this part of the episode. We are here to establish the Nordic Ivory Carving Center. The Greenland settlements ship copious amounts of walrus ivory to European ports every year. We could profit handsomely from this trade if we become the chief exporter of carved ivory in the Nordic seas. So you'll gain 200 prestige for this. The county modifier will be removed if the colonization agreement shifts into the marginalization phase, thus re-enabling this decision. This decision is cheaper if your house has a Greenland estate, which we do. Now the context. Greenland supplied the majority of ivory used in Europe from the 11th to 14th centuries, and the two main centers for carving this ivory made from walrus were the workshops in Trondheim in Norway, which is actually Nidaros, by the way. Nidaros was the old name. Trondheim is the modern city as we know it today. And down in Cologne, Germany. Previously, historians thought that Greenland ivory was seen as a cheap alternative to elephant ivory. Well, more recent research suggests they were valued in their own right, and explore possibly as far as the Islamic world and Asia, for instance. So here, we'll have a Nordic Ivory Carving Center, which a large portion of the walrus ivory will be produced in Greenland, is shipped through this region along the Northern Seas. Here, skilled craftspeople carve beautiful works of art to export along the Eurasian trade routes, such as this region. As such, this region is considered the leading entrepot of a manufacture of carved ivory in Europe. So this will give us even more development and growth while increasing its holding taxes here. Settlement or integration. Yes, we have all that. The walrus ivory must flow. To us, that is. Greenland exports a lot of walrus ivory to markets throughout Europe, where it's often sold for high prices. Up until now, the ivory carving workshops that makes most use of this ivory are scattered across many lands, which the entrepreneurial-minded Ástríðr saw as a great opportunity. Working together with the local merchants and ivory carvers, Ástríðr has developed a capital, Nidaros, into the center of ivory carving in the Nordic Seas. By investing in this industry and transforming Nidaros to a major destination for ships laden with walrus ivory, she and her successors will profit handsomely from this ivory trade for years to come. It's a smart business move. Now we just let it develop here organically. Now that we have this here. I want another place to develop. For temporary reasons. Segnafylke. Which is, my old home. Where I originally come from. Where my family came from. Yes. Ah, behold the mystical communion. Oh, this again? If I'm opening welcoming, perhaps they would understand. $68. God bless it. Keep it up like that. Call to war. Who dares? Sweden is attacking you. Oh, wait a minute. No. You're the attacker. And you want... what? Västergötland. Is that technically part of... Sweden? No. Well, I was thinking about going out to raid again, but... it's about time we get into combat. Take a drink. I always want to take a crack at it. It just started 3 days ago. And it wants this. It will be nice to border with them. This is how we'll meet. Yes, I'll be there. Just let me assemble my army. $10,000 strong army. We'll have to land through here. Just to make sure they stay safe from the Swedish army. And of course, split your forces once we arrive. So as per suggestion, land here. We'll be there in 2 months. Where are we? Actually land here. We're about to be attacked. We will make our landing in 10 days. Question is, can you hold for 10 days to await our arrival? Reinforcements have arrived. Nikolaus, Trusty, killed in action. Killed in action. Let me take charge. Foremost thing. A healthy rivalry between the meddlesome fighters to be expected, but a growing discord between Banner and Rogan. This is a summary mood at court. He is widely regarded to be more skilled, but Rogenvalder clearly takes issue with the assertion. In the middle of the audience, the latter bursts on my throne, and clutching his sword hilt cries, "Lord Brenda, only one of us can claim to be the Drodnik's most skilled. Maybe outside will settle this question." Thought Brenda replies naively, "Oh, it would cut you to pieces where you stand if it wasn't not for the presence of my lady, you unguarded swain. Apologize and I may spare your life. I better act quickly if this escalation is to be halted. I don't want you two men to die. We're in the middle of war here. Take their swords, give them training blades. He wins the duel. You get wounded. I just want this matter to be settled." We'll take Kinda in Lenkopinge and Kopinge. This is what we need. Right, who is the siege expert? The fearless one. Second. Just have to use our numbers well. Now it should be well in mind that my strength is beginning to fail me, because I'm getting older every single day. And if I was ever to be killed in action, there is no shame with that. I've accomplished everything. I can feel in my very bones. Hell will come for me soon, like an old friend, and she is patiently waiting to receive me. I will be dead within a year. That means she will pass away at the age of 69. No reason to remarry now at this point. Get ready for the reign of Þórunn. That'll be coming soon. I exit my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. Out has a clutter of soldiers, tents, horses, and siege weapons. Flags fluttering in a stiff northwestern breeze. The colors start bright against the dun sky. Smoke drifts on the wind. Throngs of men busy themselves amongst the tents and the siege weaponry. The stench of dirt and sweat is thick in the drear air, stinging my eyes. The smell is mixed up with a strong tang of urine and a rancid odor of rotting wounds. My loyal retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. The herald of Linköping stands before me, a slaughter pen. The fields are between, empty carts and wagons stand on it, makeshift defenses of archers' volleys. Bodies of dead and dying fill the town, sprawling mass of candle blackening flesh lying in dark pools. Grieving widows wail in the streets. Let's have a limited looting here. Go besiege that area. If you encounter the enemy army nearby, we'll engage them. Oh, they're behind us. This may be my last battle, but it appears they've hired some mercenaries. Sami mercenaries. Norse and Sami mercenaries. It's only Þórunn who is the best of us all, the warriors. We gotta go get him. I don't care how bad my supplies are. We'll split our forces up. This is gonna be my last battle. My last major battle. They're sending reinforcements over here. Well done. Enemy reinforcements arrived. Battle continues. And friendly reinforcements are with us. Þórunn wounded a man. Keep it up. Oh. That's not one of ours. Captured this mercenary. A Norse band of Dublin. Remember, the objective is Fullscreen and Lodhulsa. Take it. Very unfortunate. My idea is that we'll try to take this area a bit, then we'll split our forces. I don't know if Þórunn is going to be good enough to lead the troops since she's an excellent fighter, but I hope her martial skill will make up for her lack of commanding talent. Since she's only a reaver, she only knows raiding, rather than practical, tactical prowess. when I'm gone, Þórunn, fight well. And you will get to use my weapons and armor. Which, by the way, I should have these fully prepared for future use. For Þórunn's sake. So again, it would be nice to occupy all of this. This would be the main front line. Do we have other organizers besides myself? No. Are they coming? Do we have to break off? Almost there. I don't want to break it off. We're just so close. They're gonna crush this army. We got it. We gotta move now. Engage him. I step out of my tent and the siege camp sprawls out before me. The chaos of improvised creations shimmer gold in the low morning light. Flag banners fly in the damp wind. Bright colors mix hopelessly in the grey rain. People bustle about, loading mules and checking supplies. A thin column of smoke climbs above the camp, and the smell of cooking fires fills the air. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. How the Vixie say? Vixing stands before me. The bodies of vultures and crows scattered in front, in the fields in between. Many of my comrades lie dead, their blood mingled with that of their foes. The bodies of ours and theirs lie side by side in the street, locked forever in battle. Heartrending cries and wailing carry across the land. Smoke wafts over the fields and hillsides. Let my army run wild for once. Even though this is considered their territory, but we're only doing that because he is the personal owner of that. Battle will begin in 15 days. Stop them. Now this will indeed be my final battle, because I am due to pass away at any given time. Ally joined war. Þórunn wounded another man, but she hasn't killed anyone yet. Þórunn ripped the head off and she became a berserker. Our alliance has expired with them. That's because of him. My brother-in-law has been killed in action. Now Þórunn's a berserker. There's good things and bad things about it. Bad for diplomacy, but good for martial and especially prowess and a natural dread. Once Þórunn's hot blood starts to boil, will only be sated by the death of her enemies. Now she's an insane villain, that some would call her. That man was an Estonian, serving in the Swedish army. Captured the captain of the Norse band of Dublin. I'm sure you can pay. On. Well, at least we were fighting in friendly territory. Now we gotta split our forces up. Supplies running low. And that was the last battle of Þórunn's, and she's expected to pass at any given moment now. And Þórunn will have to lead the army. So she can prove herself. Split. I have to split it again. Actually, move up a little. It's official now. Drottning Ástríðr of Norway has given up the ghost at 69 years of age. She died of old age. Known for her twisted, conniving mind, she never revealed her true intentions to anybody, not even to her closest friends. She reigned for 47 years, but by technicality it would be 50 years. Of old age at October 5th. She was dreaded. She was a living legend, paragon of virtue, stopped short of being a religious icon. She was known to be a schemer. She fought in 11 wars, 10 offensive wars, 1 defensive. And of course, Valdemar is the owner of Vestfold. Or Vestland, I should say. Heravilki and has Nidaros in possession. Hardakanutta has Yantalan, Signafilki, and Hordaland. But by technicality, Þórunn holds Nidaros. When Þórunn ascends to the throne, towering over her enemies on the battlefield, Þórunn will have no problem inspiring her troops, as she begins her rule at the age of 23. Like the way she looks with that kind of helmet. Fits with the hairstyle that she now has. So again, our priority is to resupply the troops here. I was assigned to this one. Inherited all of this. Good. That's exactly what I would have wanted. Just want to be more of a strategist. Just want to follow my mother's footsteps. Though I would have much preferred all of this, because Parthy and tactics will not do around here. I mean, I could reset it, but no need for that. Maybe I should be a strategist. And also pick up Stalwart Leader. You know, gotta put that prowess skill to use. Because Because I know for a fact that Marpa is still alive. One thing. Here it is. Add a little bit of martial lifestyle experience. Just to keep that going. And it'll take 2 years each. Now to nominate a successor. Who is the most even skilled? Apparently it's Ástríðr. So I'll vote for her, but I'm sure the voters will say no to that idea. Now, who wants to be on the council? Oh, you're actually excellent with that. Just start collecting taxes for the war effort. Not concerned about having a husband at the moment. Focus on the war. This is probably going to keep happening each time when there's a new ruler because you're one of the involved participants in the colonization of Greenland. I already taught you about all of you viewers about how all this works back in episode 4, 6, whatever. It's one of these episodes that we did more of that. One second. Now I am considered the best commander around here. Oh, I can actually do all these things now, including sending an expedition to the west because the ruler just died. And this is how I look without all the armor, as you could see. So my mother died of old age. Became the ruler just 3 days ago. I'm still rivals with that Carolean woman who hates my mother so much. But this prowess skill that I have now, along with the weapons, armor, and that book, Explorer, Viking, Shieldmaiden, Berserker, it is without equal. She is indeed the world's strongest woman. And she is very healthy, so it's likely she'll live up to her 70s or 80s if she is careful. But unfortunately, her diplomacy, stewardship especially, and a bit of learning are her weak points. But that could change with time. Wolf, after the war, okay? Because we don't want to go wasting all that money right now. Let's get back to the army. Our main priorities is resupply. And if there are those who wish to overthrow me, there will be war. You do not want to go up against me. Dedicated tutor. My courtier, Adelinda, approached me with concerns regarding the state of our education matters. We can make do, but imagine the heights our children could reach if we had better materials, new wax tablets, parchments, or perhaps even ink. Of course, you shall have the funds. All of them must be well supplied before we can continue on with the fight. Move up a little, so we can stay close together. I'm sure there are plenty of vassals that do not like me right now because they know what my mother was like. She's a tyrant and all that. But I fear more. All together here. Come on. As much as I would like to send them gifts, actually... Okay, who hates me the least? You. Friends there. Opinion of predecessor. It costs less to send gifts now. It may not be much, but they'll all have to do. It's just a chance for them to back off. And I am willing to prepare to fight with everything I got. How much? Stick with me, because we need the best available fighters here. Knowing that a civil war may erupt, and we shall fight with most of our might. Move up. They've taken this land, and soon they're going to go up to take the objective, but I fear it might be too little too late. Because nearly all of Norway, yes, nearly all of Norway will be erupted in revolt. Which is still a few months away. Because, you know, Ástríðr is not here anymore. But of course, look at the natural dread. Wrathful, sadistic, berserker. Sooner or later, they'll think twice about taking me on. I will not resort to murder or anything like that. But I'll consider possible alliances with certain someones. Who's that? From Hotland. As per Norse tradition, we could do that. He's willing to do whatever. Even though it's a huge mistake. Oh, that's worse. That man deserves death. Being an adulterer and a fornicator is one thing, but incestuous, that's too far. I mean, it may be shunned in our faith, but that's just not right. Oh, wait a minute. We can prevent a civil war just by negotiating an alliance. He'll be willing. Okay, I think we found a way to avert some of that. I mean, he's not the faction leader, but at least will lower the military power of that faction. when he stays loyal. With him being a Varangian veteran and one-eyed, he should be wise. And at the same time, I should challenge the Jarl down there. A trial by combat, because he deserves death. But after all, I am sadistic. Can use hostile schemes against own children for whatever reason. But remember, you could punish criminals. If there are any criminals in this realm, I'll fight them too. I'll fight them too if I have to. Okay, that'll lower the faction military power a little. Claimant. Fraudy. Claimant. At least you will remain a loyalist to me, despite the fact that they want you in the throne. And I can't allow that to happen. I am reminded of something. Knowing that I have, you know, those roots that goes back to the days of Estonia. Yeah, I know the distance is great, but it's almost like wish we have some Carolayans here. That'll probably change his culture back to Carolayan. Well, someone closer, because I'd like to learn the Finnic language. If there's anybody that hates me the least, despite like a total foreignness. Because if there's something to pass time, I like to learn a little. Plus, I'm an explorer. It's to reflect on my Estonian roots. That's why I gotta learn that Finnic language in a later time. The fight will be even, but because, mind you, we're already taking out most of them. Here comes reinforcements. My aunt got him. My sister. Half sister. She's a berserker as well. The battle's at the max, but you've not taken the objective yet. It's right there. Why haven't you got it yet? More backed off of the faction, and it's going to take longer for the possible civil war to start. Move up. We're going to take the objective for them. Can't believe many of us are going to die for them. What are you afraid of? But at least it's open plain. Once we have it, that's good supply limit. It's well developed over there. And since it's the objective of the war, don't devastate it. How much? I'll take it. Thank you for funding this endeavor of mine, my lady. My beneficiary, Micah, tries to keep her composure, but I can see the extent of this. Boxes, sculptures, thrones. There's so much I can make. Perhaps you have any wishes? Make a cabinet. Beautiful but practical. My mother wanted a cabinet, but it's not quite to her liking. Perhaps I can make something better. These are decent. We shall see about that. Is there anyone special to you, my lady? She must have read my irritation. Such a personal question on my face. She continues. Is there anyone you wish to dedicate the commission artifact to? It's turning out well. A meaningful inscription make it feel even more personal. In the memory of my mother, Ástríðr, because that cabinet was the last thing that she filled in that court, and now it would be nice to say in the memory of our great mother, not just the mother of myself, but the mother of Norway. 12 months! They fortified this place well. See to if you can make some improvements. Maybe holding court could give me a chance to improve relations with the vassals. Maybe I could get them back off that faction. The Dancer. Here's Leonardus and... oh dear. March to my throne. Their discontent clear. Leonardus was it. My lady, I seek a thoughtful peasant of your son. Her dancing is talked all across me. He cuts him off. I've long been negotiating with her family. This worthless bampot is a sad and jealous coveter. You got no family to start with, so she shall be his. Taking my in prison. My vassal problem stands for me. A concerned expression of his. My lady, for trivial and prosperous reasons, my heart bleeds with miserable conditions, which my poor. What? You know I can't do that, right? Because he is in another court? Or are you talking about somebody close to... What are we talking about here? All I'm going to say is because I'm wrathful. Off with the head. Off with the problem. She becomes a rival, but... she only controls a small entity. And so does he. It's not going to kill him, I believe. But it will help me get a lot of dread. And maybe with a higher dread, those vassals who wish to rebel against me will back off. Did it really? Executed him. No, I didn't. No, I did not. Executed and imprisoned your relative. That is a lie. You fabricated it. And still, she makes a beast of herself. A gaggle-grotted peasants appear before my throne. They are armed with the most vicious, flaming farming equipment I've seen in my whole career of quashing rebellions. Except I haven't. One pokes a pitchfork through my favorite throne cushion. This being which rules is a true demon incarnate. No real woman can be capable of such violent extremities we face. Take up arms. Help us slay before it transforms. I am no spawn of Loki. I can get rid of that sadistic trait. I'm no demon, I'm a Drotnik, which is much, much worse. Court grandeur up to 7. I manipulate my reputation. She may be young, but already she is a little bit wise. Perhaps not too wise, because she doesn't have skills except for she only understands the sword. That's all she is known for. This did not improve the situation here. Especially I made an enemy out of one of my vassals. See, you made things worse. You may want to organize an army. Love a critique of the cabinet on the mystic craft frame already. Takes her workplace, but is concernedly only a dusty, beaten up cupboard. Oh, that isn't a piece. I was up right there. Inside is nothing but a tiny model of a cabinet. Ornate stone gilded about the height of my finger. Who do you think? Oh, it's perfect. I adore it. Stop sponsoring the inspiration. No. No. For your sake, this better be only a prototype. You keep it. Occupy another piece of territory. But I fear we're going to withdraw from the war if things don't get settled down over there. I already sent you a gift, but as I said, I mean, they're intimidated, but it's gonna be a while. I can lawfully imprison him. Except if you do that, that's gonna cause a rebellion prematurely. Do not forget your dual trial by combat. Go kill that incestuous man. And you say he's a criminal. Let's punish him. Wait, it's like, since I can't imprison him, I have other means of dealing with criminals. For a few brief moments, here's Frodi and I pace in lazy half circles, each one for open. I heft my mother's sword, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his axe from my hand. So I'm going to tell first blood. That does ease my nerves. The sudden twitch our bout begins. For all this time, the ranging guards left him stoic, brutal, and deadly with the axe, delivering a powerful cleave after powerful cleave to my torso. Rah! Berserker gang! Rip and tear! Rip and tear! Rip and tear! Very high increase the likelihood successful, medium increased risk of injury. Spittle flying, sword whirling maniacally. I launch myself at my foe. A red mist rips through my mind. Everything is rage, blood, and blissful catharsis. Frodi prowls back from my every blow, letting me attack without getting another solid hit in. It's not long before I can feel myself begin to tire. Form is good with only small errors. The stance is credible. I have my opponent on the back foot. Still need to consolidate my victory. Due to my high martial skills, I maggot, you think you can stand against me? So I'll try to intimidate him as it were one of my soldiers. Because it's harder to injure myself with lowering my risk of victory. There's no good option here. Go for this. Commanding the rabble in battle is an exercise in shouting and intimidation. I demonstrate this to Frodi by screaming foulness at the top of my considerable lungs. Well aware that he's utterly outmatched, he hurls himself at me bodily, forcing me backwards all the desperation of the doomed. My form is good with only small errors. This stance is credible. I've yet to open up my opponent's guard at all. Let's see, Norway, you have to claim victory. You had very high success. You think you could beat someone as famous as me? Just a mocking boast. Just try to gain the dual handicap of rank 4, which he already has, but it's good. My words cut deep into his ego. Everyone knows my fame, prestige, his reputation pales by comparison. Well aware that he's utterly outmatched, rose something bodily again with that move. Form is decent with sometimes, stance credible. Come on, we need to go for a Hail Mary here. Dual handicap rank 6. I'll show you how I have the sword. Or no, go for this. Expert onslaught. It's like a Hail Mary this. With deadly skill, I throw a verbal barrage of powerful cleaves on my opponent, force him back step by step. Victory is so close I can taste it. Yet, as I take a moment to enjoy the sweet sensation, the powerful cleave comes out from nowhere and catches me hard in the temple. Momentarily stunned, I stagger, and the next blow leaves me weaponless, utterly at Frodi's mercy. Haggard yet triumphant, my foe hefts an axe for the killing blow. You rue the day that you defeated Shieldmaiden Daughter Þórunn. Why must I do everything myself? How can I be expected to rule them when half my servants are incapable of following my orders, and the other half does not even understand them? Despite the flaws, I mean, do I really want to lower my diplomacy even further? My marshal's great, but helps the prowess a bit. Gain faster dread gain. And release my anger. At somebody when I'm stressed. Why all must be incompetent idiots? You can lash out at anybody for losing some stress. Again, that sounds a lot like her. Wrathful and impatient. Not to mention berserker. She's just that one woman you do not want to make mad. You don't like her when she's angry. Not allowed to join the faction because child good. At least we got another one that kind of backed off temporarily. We just need to capture the objective. If I was to take a guess, it's gotta be Marpa. Somebody wants to murder me. Where are my bodyguards? I ain't got them. Okay. Just only the ones I can trust. You'll do. It's just to prevent assassination murder schemes. Reducing my risk to die or be captured in battles we're both fighting in. Ástríðr is the lady in waiting, not bodyguard. Oh crud. Friendly forces about to be in combat. Come off it. I mean, we've defeated them in many battles, it's just, we need to take the ejector, that's more important. Bayuko, woman, leave me alone! Peace fires through shadowed by Maki, yelling as she storms courtyard. Hopefully quickly falls, but stops when she sees me. My lady, please talk some sense into my I'm trying to help her since I have some experience that may prove it work. No, you please leave her alone right now. Yes, they're about to engage in combat. Can't do anything about it. Taking the objective's more important. We're outnumbered. That's a bit of a loss, but it still matters not. But they're going to be coming down here soon. Fortified tribal hold, no wonder. No, that's not. It's due to defensive measures. They're going into the river, not to here. You need. Oh my goodness. We got the branch of the sacred tree at the Temple of Uppsala. That is very important. We need to put that on display. As I step out of the tent and rub my eyes, the siege camp sprawls up before me. A confusing mass of whitewashed tents, a horse fair, makeshift markets erected by locals, packed animals, stands and pens. Flags snap flit on the rain-drenched wind. Everything is covered in a thick sheen of grey damp like a mud-laden lake. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. Herald of also stands for me. A wasteland of mud and blood. The charred husk of thatched roof houses and carcasses around us. In the fields between, empty carts dot the lanes, abandoned by panicked villagers. The stone houses stand darkened and looted. Windows shattered, prayers dangling like tattered bandages. Smoke rises from flaming houses. Grieving widows clustered about, weeping in their shattered homes. Because I'm wrathful and sadistic, each time you spare them, it's gonna get my stress up. But we're only doing this once because this is their objective. This is what they want. So we don't want to devastate the countryside. The development is good. The defenses are good. We don't want to ruin that. Put me back on command. We have the objective. Now it's time to win this war. Get this out of here. Don't you know how important that is? A common-looking branch of great religious value. Its voice to come from nothing less than the sacred tree in the Temple of Uppsala. But now it is here in Norway. This means your learning will go up per level of devotion. A little more piety per power vassal on the council, a bit more prestige, and more court grandeur. Slightly more than this one. Oh, Mother, if you can only see it now. she known about that this branch of Sacred Tree was there in Vastagotland all along. My Korteran has been aiding me day and night in my efforts to learn Finnic. Her dedication to the art of teaching is inspirational. There's none today where I brought a Finnic letter to read, a learned Perma woman to converse with, or an extraordinary crime. Truly I would not be this far along without her help. You deserve a reward. Thank you for being an excellent tutor. You're my first friend. My mother was my first friend by technicality, but I miss my mother. One of the best. Hold here. Wait for it. Somebody wants to kill the prisoner. Why would they do that? Move in. Civil war may begin very, very soon. You may have noticed that release your anger option. You can only do that if you have a higher stress level. So this may be the last battle before we have to withdraw, and of course some of the levies will abandon me, as we would be going through hell with all this. It's kind of too late at this point. Just because I have an extremely high prowess skill doesn't mean that you could be best at duels. That's not how it works. But perhaps killing a man would lower my stress. I know there's someone to kill you, but I gotta get you out of here. So here's the idea here. But if need be, if a war gets ugly, there's always mercenaries. Particularly them. That'd be very useful. Finnish mercenaries would be ideal for this situation. Toiled many days and nights, the work is finally done. Swips covering off, my eyes grow wide as I see what's hidden beneath. A cabinet of excellent craftsmanship. It is constructed from fir panels. The wood's been painted with symbols tied to the Norse culture. This is lovely. Tiny but elegant script on the side, dedicating in loving memory of my mother Ástríðr. How does that compare? Slight improvement. The wood, it looks different. Hash panels. Bev. Oh. One of my vassals got killed. She was a member of that faction. As the battle still rages on, I find myself drawn to the fight more than usual. picking my fights, I managed to slay few of the enemy footmen with the protection of my guardsmen at Thor. For a moment I feel indestructible, cutting through waves of foes with my squad of elite soldiers, like a squad of elite soldiers. Then it happens. My lady shouts a familiar voice who died from me, and takes a fatal blow of death from my chest. And that blow came out of the lifeless body followed the door. She was a shield maiden. So that's what happens. It came from Lulu, who wrenches her blade from the lifeless body while the door paces towards the deadly attack. You will pay for this! 2% chance that I get killed. 14% chance that we wound each other. 84% chance that I will kill him. And I will become an aspiring blade master. As Holiday charged towards it, I take a step back, blade at the ready, swinging his blade violently at my chest, and managed to deflect the blow into my weak arm, allowing me to continue fighting. He swings again. I perfectly parried his swing and counter with a jab to the stomach. He cries in pain as I gash another wound into his arm, but failed to block his turning blow to my sword arm. We lock eyes for a second, knowing that to continue fighting would be mutual assurance of death, and are swamped by each other's force charge and passes clash of one another. We disappear back towards the rear of our army's retreat. Next time, you won't be so lucky. It was a good fight, though. The council was killed. She was the best steward. Pain shoots up my body with every step. Even the smallest moods leave me gasping. As I bring a head up to touch my wound, comes away bloody. I tremble as blood trips down with it. Not to worry, my lady. Your wound is deep, but our knowledge is deeper. The hell you say? That won't faze me. Do no more than is necessary. Wounded, not severely injured. It's gone. Wound's gone. Back into the fight. My aunt's been wounded. If you can hold on a little bit longer, that's it for them. We gotta withdraw to Norway now. There's about to be a civil war. We gotta set sail for the capital. They can take it. They'll be away for some time. To my liege, the right to rule Norway belongs to Valdemar by divine right. And we gotta support the choir to make it so. Accept this fact peacefully, or we will make you do so by force. I will not be threatened. Now we have a major civil war in Norway, and it seems unthinkable at the time. But of course, there's some infighting between the two, as they still have some issues that they've not yet patched up. This is Valdemar, and this is Frodi. Lost my steward. Gonna have to appoint you this now. Anybody who's still a loyalist, just join up. Any of you? Because once we meet up, we will get our forces together. Because we gotta get to the capital fast before they all assemble together. A few levies, 3, come on. Split up, we need to resupply. There is one ally we can bring. They don't cost you nothing. Just pay up and then we'll let you go. Because we may need mercenaries sooner or later. If we're overwhelmed. But at least with your help, cousin, we gotta stick together. And plus, before I even leave this army, while we'll try to resupply out here, I will fight in a trial by combat against that sick freak. It's not much, but it'll do. I arrive at the designated spot at Ástríðr. In good time, and I find y'all standing ready waiting for me, along with a small entourage of witnesses. Whatever else may be, he is fit to fight, willing to risk meeting me man to woman. The formalities are brief. We all know why we're here. We're long past the point of talking. Weapons are handed out, and our retinues retreat to observe from a safe distance. May the best woman win. Now we're wearing our respective armor. For a few brief moments, the Jarl, Arnie, and I pace lazy half circles, each watch for an opening. With my mother's sword at the ready to defend myself while he clutches his sword firmly in hand. Only one of us is walking away from here today, and I intended to be me. With a sudden twitch, our belt begins. Bold with sword in hand, scum! Screams my opponent, whirling his sword furiously around and near me. Let me show you how a professional fights. Hard grit, because I'm a shield maiden. Practice these, I evade a strike from Arnie, stepping into the blow and bringing my sword up for a powerful cleave before darting back up to safe distance. Spotting opportunity, he lunges forwards and headbutts me hard in the face. Real backwards, wrong-footed. My form is excellent, little chance of mistake. His stance is a disaster. My opponent's guard is fierce, and I feel far from victory. Remember, this is a fight to the death. Just don't go stupid now. Well, I'm actually gonna go stupid now. Just because I'm a berserker. Repenter, say. Rage, anger, and the insatiable need to kill well up inside me. Tearing a bloody hole in my psyche, I feel the berserker gang overtake me. But it's good pain. Rah! Red mist clouds my vision. So much so that I see the almost still scenes of my actions more than the actual deeds. Arnie's weapon is useless as the blade bends. his arms snapping almost in two as I smashed him aside. His face a bloody mess, dripping cracked teeth and rent gums. I pull my fist back for another blow. When I came to, there's something sticky and wet under my heel. My glance confirms to see what left of his skull. Goodbye, Your Honor, incestuous bastard. Of course, my armor took a beating again, but this is what happens when you deal with the world's strongest woman. Get your teeth knocked out. Resting back easy in the dolls, I exulted my success. My sword lay across my lap. His blood still cakes in the fresh grooves and notches along the weapon's pommel reminded me of the man's last moments. Yesterday we put our quarrel before the gods, and the gods answered wisely. Justice is served. Remember, the one who is responsible is Frode of Signifoki. If you want to win the war, defeat his army and all the other allied armies of his. That means we have to go to our old home. My mother's home. Our ancestral home. I'm not surprised that it would be her. That's that woman. God love her, Spox. Does she have someone else in mind? Okay, that's a reminder. Disregard whatever you get next. In 8 months, get stalwarts leader. It's like a challenge of rivals. '96. Again, nothing I could do to help. But you're gonna win the war anyway. Because as long as you have the objective, you win. We're only staying put because of resupply. I think they're all gonna assemble together out there. Meanwhile, 98%. Killed one of the Swedish fighters. And wounded one of theirs. It doesn't matter, the war is won. Focus on the here and now. And here comes friendly reinforcements from Giltland. They'll be with this army. You know what? Switch armies. I want to lead this one. This man can lead the other one. I know they want you to the throne, brother, but you're still gonna fight and serve your country. You have the sword of Silversmith, the most beloved husband of Ástríðr. After all, you are the son of Silversmith, whereas I'm the daughter of a mixed. So I suggest you two split up then. You cover this front line, I'll go after them. No. This way. So we're splitting our forces into two different fronts. you so much. Smelland retains its independence as it expands. We'll be going after them soon. Go in after them. Where the hell are they going? Colburn approaches me, cracking her knuckles. My lady, I've heard that you were studying the Finnic language. My father was a merchant, and he could learn any language in no time at all, she says. The secrets are in this manual. I've no use for it, as I cannot read. I'd part of it with a reasonable sum. I have no good stewardship skill. But or just take the damn thing from her. Or pay her. Well, I don't like the Riskitty in particular, because she's so low in skill. But I'll say, a fine gift. Guards, make her hand her over. A collection of notes and scribbles written by Copeland's departed father, a traveling merchant who took the time to understand his customers. It contains many helpful tips and tricks for learning the basics of the new language. The cover is wood that's been painted with a display repeating image of a wolf's head. Every little bit helps, as I'm trying to learn Finnic, which is likely going to end in failure, but not without some other things. They're on a move. Likely heading for Signathoki. But at least I'm a Reaver, which means we won't take much casualties due to attrition. You got a lot of work cut out for you. About to engage him, and so are we. The results of that battle is obvious. Go save them. But at least this is friendly territory, so defensive advantage when we get up there. Meanwhile, we're gonna crush this rebellion led by my brother, Frodi. Half-brother. Engaging them up there. Valdemar's been wounded. As the battle rages on, I realize there are multiple weak points in our front line which are particularly vulnerable to an enemy spirit attack. Scurrying my men to cover, and softening my voice breaks. I realize they will not be able to hear me. Quick, I say to the men around me. You need to come with me, I command them, and usher them in the direction of the weak spot. As we arrive, the enemy has already begun charging into the vulnerable gap in the line, so I rally them into brace for the coming charge. Whilst we hold, I hear an enemy general shouting above the command, followed by the groans of the numerous enemy footing. What was that sound? I think before a rain of spears and jabs began to descend over the shoulders of the enemy push. As the projectiles slam into the men around me, One smacks past my head, excruciatingly close to penetrating my skull. As I turn in shock, I see the same sheer dust of my head lodged into the chest of a lifeless footman behind me. Jarred and stunned, I wall away from the enemy charge in a nauseating mix of fear and shock. That could have been me. That was close. Way too close. Had a near-death experience here. I'm recoverably traumatized, but allow myself to stay in the front lines of combat. I'll be at risk of further events which may traumatize me further. Capturing the capital of the rebellion would be good. Unfortunately, the man who is the siege master is in the other army, so I have to make do here. Glory is widely known for winning defensive battles in such a war. Give it here. Not only increases my prowess more than it needs to be, but reduces the risk of commanding armies and may challenge rivals to single combat. I got a bone to pick with you. Ready to put you out of your misery. This isn't to the death, obviously. But it's something that needs to be done. The sudden twitch our bout begins. Marpa stays stuck still. So hopefully I'll just throw down my sword. I'll show you how I have this sword. My sword flows around her like water, each strike chaining fluidly into the next. With perfectly timed attacks, Marfa tries, hesitating to launch a quick slash at me, but the blows easily swatted away. My form is good, with only small errors. Her stance is a disaster. My opponent is still holding off my blows, but it seems close to faltering. Berserker gang! Spittle flying sword, automatically. I launch myself at my foe. A red mist rips through my mind. Everything is rage, blood, and blissful catharsis. Spawning an opportunity, and then Smartfoot lunges forwards and headbutts me hard in the face. I reel backwards, wrong footed. Form is excellent, but low chance of mistake. My resistance is disaster. I have my opponent on the back foot, still inconsoling my victory. Thinks they did make an example out of you. A grim smile curls on my lips as I launch a blistering series of powerful cleaves, each strike putting more focus on pain than victory. Marpa staggers and sags of each blow, but every ripple of the delightful pain that coursed through her only spurs me to fight harder. By the time she collapses, she's gasping for breath and spitting up thick ropes of blood. I prepare to lazily stab her to the base of the skull. I'm almost disappointed to hear a tortured yield before my sword can fall. I'm victorious. Mind if we transfer? Because you're more needed to besiege the enemy capital over there. And I'll be on this army. Just switching over simply. Because we gotta go after this other rebellious army. As we're still on loyalist ground. Let him do his magic. It's about to come up, and this is likely going to be a big fat failure with this learning the Finnic language, but I'll try harder next time. Which again, it's the language of my father. Twists and turns of fate has not always been on my bench. Odin knows I was cursed the day I met Vanama. Today that curse has been lifted. Fate smiled upon and brought that hysterical doxy to her grave. Died from a seizure. She did heal from her wounds after I beat her in a duel, but it finally took her. Now this vassal of mine, which we had our issues because I allegedly executed and imprisoned my relative. Imprisoned a relative. Which of course is a load of bull. It's a lie. I'm sitting around a table map with Mikkel and Valdemar discussing a strategy for the ongoing war. Mikkel bangs his fist on the table, loud up claims we should charge the enemy directly and crush them with the sheer might of our armies, while Valdemar sits back and patiently advocates us to secure critical locations and wait for the enemy to come to us instead. It is my right to decide the ultimate course of action. Let's employ both strategies. Especially in such a defensive war that we're having. They knew we were coming. In fact, this is the larger army of the two. Oh wow. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Finnic language. Endless hours of practicing excitation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons of mastering the nation. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Yapti's accent. I'm sure he would be impressed with my results. And of course, the permanent peasants now respect me a great deal, a little more. Perhaps just send a letter to Finnic to him. It comes with this honest mockery. Well, what are you going to do about it? I'm happy to know that language now. There's another one that I should learn that would be of use to me. Potentially. It's like, you know all of this. Sami language. We're about to take it. We've taken the enemy capital. Step out of the tent, the siege camp sprawls up before me. A confusing mass of whitewashed tents, a horse fair, makeshift markets erected by locals, pack animals, stands and pens, a few banners flutter in the wind, cut timbers laid stacked like a wall outside the tents, while a low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards head to the edge of the camp. Herald of Lust stands before me, a tattered, glimmering pennant fluttering to the highest tower, its flames raging to the pre-dawn sky. In the fields between, the dead and dying lie in their scores upon the black-slattered corpses. Unburied bodies are heaped in a gruesome mass grave, and row upon row of arrow-pierced shields mark the outlines of hasty ramparts. Black-veiled women on despair. This is the ancestral home. Spare it. You know, that was ours, right? Hiravelke is loyalist. There's a larger army down there. So I suggest you go around and engage. No, not like that. Not like... Well, maybe land there, and then you turn around and go after them. Actually, no. You stay there. Just go, alright? We'll have them dealt with. We'll actually engage this army finally. They took it. Bastards. I fear we're in for a long war. Though there is still some hope of possible liberation. And more prisoners to be ransomed. Nephew. I didn't know you live here. Well, it says a prison, but the liege you belong to. It's just out of goodwill. Okay. Go after them. Yamtaland will be liberated in 3 months, as there are no enemy armies nearby as far as the eye could see. Return to Nidaros. I don't know if it's wise, but I'm thinking about transferring again. Let me handle the fight. Going after bigger ones first. Indulging myself in combat against some of the enemy's levies, I find myself slashed through their weaker, less trained forces of ease, cutting down a few enemies with every few minutes. The soldiers alongside me are equally thrilled as their unmatched skills give them easy kills. Eventually I find myself clashing with a slightly shorter, skinnier opponent, who rushes me frantically. I step aside and allow them to fall past me, stumbling on the ground. As they stand themselves up, their helmet slips off, revealing a face of a boy no older than 16 years old, and now with a single hair grown on their face, whilst they clutch their blade bravely. I know this fight's unfair. Do I subdue him after killing him, or do I cut him down like the rest? He's 14. He's just a kid. I know I'm against that idea, but I'll make it up for it one of these days. Vestergotland, Vilkiv and welcome. The neighbor attacks. He'll be bringing allies in. Merry humors rot in your living body. I have long coveted your lands, only to be denied a possession. No more. The time has come for me to finally get what I deserve. King Vion? Oh, you are king now. Help me out on this one. Now this continues to escalate. Next door neighbor. He wants this. They're just taking advantage of the chaos here. That's what's going on here. So clearly, as you can see, you know, the world map and closer to here, everything's gone to hell. But this ain't over yet. But in fact, I'm actually gonna cut this episode short here, as this was an action-heavy, type of kind of warfare, and she's been into many duels, as she has reached her maximum level of natural dread. And obviously, this Norwegian civil war continues due to Valdemar's claim, despite the fact that Valdemar is still fighting for us. But he hasn't been killed in action yet, because, due to his service to the Varangian Guard, and wields his father's sword, he will do alright. So don't worry, he serves in one of our armies. Yeah, he's serving the one that I'm commanding. It's my half-brother, the Varangian. So this ain't over yet. We're just getting started regarding this war, which has been going on for 19 months now. And now there's another war that attacks Norway, because they want a piece of the pie, so to speak. So things may escalate here because, well, one, we're trying to cover this. So one would think this whole half here, northern front. This southern half, including there, southern front. That's why we split our armies into two. And I'm still weighing in the possibilities, although small, but I believe it'll make even the odds if we can get these Finnish mercenaries with their so-called Baltic warriors, which their skirmishers do very, very well against their infantry and spearmen, which are a common sight in Norse armies. Despite the fact that their damage is very, very low as compared to the ones we have. But there are other alternatives. Okay, that's for war at hostile face. That's the only way it works. And I've become illustrious recently due to these defensive battles that we've been fighting very well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you with this. The war will continue. The fighting will continue. Because it seems this is a characteristic of the reign of Þórunn. It's nothing but war. And it's war is what she will have. But can Norway just stand together in this issue? We'll have that answer in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.